Negative inferiority energy, roots, consequences, and ways to overcome it. Negative inferiority energy is one of the most destructive negative energies that can manifest in various forms in our lives. Many of us have experienced feelings of inadequacy, humiliation, or powerlessness at some point in our lives. But when this feeling becomes part of our identity, it can have profound consequences for our mental health. In this video, we will examine the negative energy of inferiority from different angles, how it is formed, how it affects mental disorders, and how it can be treated. Negative inferiority energy refers to a state in which a person feels less valuable, inadequate, or weaker than others. By transferring this feeling to others or to themselves, a person feels better in the short term, but in the long term, like any other negative energy, it causes severe damage to the person. This feeling can come from past experiences, social circumstances, family upbringing, or even unfair comparisons with others. And usually the person either strongly considers themselves small and withdraws from social situations, or tries to hide this feeling by showing themselves superior and bigger than others. How does the negative energy of inferiority develop? It usually develops in childhood, and in many cases, it is rooted in the way parents and the surrounding environment behave. Some of the reasons that can cause this feeling are 1. Being humiliated in childhood. If the parents or caregivers of the child are afraid of losing the child, they will constantly blame the child, and he will feel worthless. Labels such as incapable, slow-witted, incompetent, or untalented can destroy the child's self-esteem, which itself causes the child to be weak so that the child can never be separated from them or stronger than them. 2. Strict or perfectionist upbringing. Some parents have very high expectations of the child and are never satisfied with him. In this situation, the child learns that he is never enough and must always try harder to be accepted. 3. Constant comparison with others. Demeaning parents who compare their child with classmates, siblings, or their friends' children create a sense of inadequacy in him. 4. Parents who themselves suffer from an inferiority complex. Some parents who were humiliated as children pass this behavior onto their children to reduce their own feelings of inferiority, and they teach them to use this negative energy to 5. Excessive criticism. Without emotional support, a child who is constantly criticized, but never encouraged and supported, will have low self-esteem. 6. Frequent failures and setbacks. Multiple experiences of failure, due to lack of sufficient skills to manage them. How does the negative energy of inferiority affect the psyche? It can lead to various psychological disorders, including 1. Depression. The person comes to believe that I am not enough and feels worthless. loses motivation to try and in extreme cases may think about suicide. 2. Social anxiety. The person avoids social situations due to fear of being judged or ridiculed. Always worries that others will not accept him. 3. Covert narcissism. Some people show egotistical behaviors to compensate for feelings of inferiority. They have a strong need for approval from others and cannot tolerate criticism. 4. Extreme perfectionism and obsession. The person tries to be perfect in everything to escape the feeling of inadequacy. With every small failure, he feels like a failure. And to compensate, he turns to magical behavior and thoughts. 5. Post-traumatic stress. People who were humiliated and abused as children may later experience feelings of guilt or constant fear when they experience a severe crisis. How to treat the negative energy of humiliation. 1. Self-awareness and acceptance of your feelings. The first step is to admit that you have this feeling. Examine where this feeling comes from and what factors strengthen it. 2. Create healthy boundaries with humiliating people. If there are people around you who humiliate you, distance yourself. Firmly tell them that you do not accept this behavior. 3. Boost your self-esteem through self-reward. Make a list of your accomplishments and values. Write down your positive qualities every day and remind yourself that you are valuable. And this should be done a lot, depending on how much you have been humiliated so far. 4. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Each person has their own path in life. Instead of competing with others, focus on your own personal growth. 5. Turn humiliation into empathy and help others. When you feel the urge to humiliate others, try to help them. This will not only make you feel better, but it will also strengthen your true self-esteem. And it will bring you a lot of social support. Conclusion. The negative energy of humiliation can affect our lives. But that doesn't mean we are doomed to endure it. By understanding the causes of this feeling, working on self-esteem, and changing our perspective on ourselves, we can break out of this negative cycle. You are valuable, and all people and everything in this world. No one has the right to humiliate you, and most importantly, you yourself should not humiliate yourself or others. If this article was useful to you, please share your comments and follow my channel.